Hello everyone! Today we're going to trade using technical analysis, and to help technical analysis I'm going to use the stochastic oscillator. And of course, if you want to make money with me, send me the code word team to my private messages in Telegram, and I'm going to add you to my closed Telegram channel where I'm going to share my trading signals with you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, leave a comment and press the bell. Now let's get started. To add this tool to the chart, we click the three dots at the top of the screen and select the Tools tab. Select the stochastic oscillator, click on it, and we'll have this indicator on the screen. Here we'll have two levels marked 20 and 80, and there are two moving averages, orange and blue. Today we will find working cases and try to make money on them. As you can see, when the moving averages from the lowest zone cross the level of 20, we can open a trade to buy. Growth is just taking place on the chart, and when the moving averages cross the level of 80, it indicates that the market is overbought. Perhaps the price will continue to move up here, but in such a case, it's already riskier to open a trade. Here, on the contrary, the moving averages cross the level of 80 from top to bottom, and in such a case, we can open a trade to sell. This is where we have a decline on the chart, and when the lines cross the level of 20, it indicates that the market is oversold. That is, the fall is already ending here, and the price reversal is more likely to occur. So let's find the first entry point now. Here, the price is moving in a good, confident uptrend. The price is now above the last price maximum. It suggests that the price has a good potential for growth. At the same time, we have an intersection of the moving averages with the level of 80 on the indicator. In such a case, we will open a trade for a race for 2 minutes because we see that the main price lows are rising, the price gradually going up. The price gradually goes up, making small pullbacks. Right now, we see a slight downward pullback, but I think that 2 minutes will be enough for us to close in plus, so let's see how this trade closes. The price continued to move up, and here we get a good, confident profit. 2 minutes in this case was just perfect for us. And if we look at the indicator, we see that the lines continue to move above the level of 80, just at the time the price was moving up in an uptrend. Now let's continue and find some more working cases. Here we have a downward price pullback. We'll have a longer green candle. In such a case, I suggest opening a trade for a race for 2 minutes, since we see that the indicator lines cross the level of 20 and are coming to 80. This is a signal to buy. At the same time, we see that there's still enough room for the price to rise to the highest point on the chart. All this indicates a good price potential for growth, so it's more likely that the price will continue to move up in an uptrend. We take 2 minutes to spare in case of trading or a pullback down, so let's wait for the result of this trade. The price continued to move up, and despite the fact that a large red candle appeared, we still managed to close above entry point. And here we make a profit. As you can see, the indicator gave us a good entry point, and we were able to make money. So let's see what the market case is next. Here are marked the support and resistance levels. These are the limits of a sideways trend. I set the resistance level, that is the upper limit at the maximum point on the chart, and the support level, the lower limit, where some kind of fading is noticeable or the price bounced up from this level. Now near the support level, we have some kind of a trading. In such a case, we will open a trade for a race for 2 minutes because there was an intersection of level of 20 on the indicator. This is a signal to buy. As you can see, pulse green candles are already appearing on the chart. I think that the price will continue to move up and perhaps will break through this level. Here we take 2 minutes to spare in case of trading or a pullback down. I think that this time is just enough for us to close in plus. So let's watch the chart and see what happens here in the next 2 minutes. As you can see, the price reached the upper limit of the indicator. We had a slight pullback, and the price again touches the upper limit with an impulse candle. Thus, we make a profit here. 2 minutes was just enough for us, and the indicator gave us a good signal. So let's continue and look at some more working cases. There's a certain compression to the resistance level on the chart, and an impulsive green candle appears, which breaks through this level. At the same time, the latest price highs are rising. Meanwhile, on the indicator, we see that the moving averages continue to move above the level of 80. This is how we understand that the price still has potential for growth. In such a case, we will open a trade for a race for 2 minutes because I think that now the chart will break through the upper limit and move up the upward trend. If we look at the recent price lows, they are getting higher. Here we took 2 minutes to spare, so let's see how this trade closes. we see a breakout of the resistance level and the price is moving up mainly with green candles. The moving averages of the indicator continue to move around the level of 80. That is, we have a continuation of the uptrend. Thus, we get a good profit here. I already have my first $1,000 on my deposit, and this is a great result. So let's continue and find another entry point. The price pulls back down and returns to the limits of the sideways trend. Now there is some kind of trading near its lower limit. At the same time, the level of 20 is crossed on the indicator. This is a signal to buy. In such a case, we will open a trade for a race for 3 minutes. I think it's more likely that the price will now move to the upper limit of the sideways trend, as it did earlier. The moving averages continue to move up. This is how I understand that the price has a good potential for growth. We took 3 minutes to spare because we opened the trade during trading without waiting for an upward impulse. I think the price will show a good growth during this time. There's an upward rebound from the lower limit. This is where we make a profit. As you can see, 3 minutes was just perfect for us. The indicator gave us a good entry point. So let's continue and find some more working cases. Here the price broke through the upper limit with impulse candles and is further held above this level. There's some kind of trading going on the indicator. The moving averages are moving near the level of 80. In such a case, I suggest opening a trade for a race for 2 minutes because we see that the main price lows on the chart are rising, and after breaking through the upper limit, the price moves much higher than this level. This is how I understand that the price has a good potential for growth. We took 2 minutes to spare in case of trading or a small pullback down. This time should be enough for us to see good growth, so let's wait for the result and see how this trade closes. The price shows a slight upward movement and our trade closes above the entry point. We made a profit here, so now let's see what is going to happen next. As you can see, after a confident upward movement, the price makes a pullback down and moves mainly with red candles. There's an intersection of the level of 80 on the indicator, and in such a case, we will open a trade for a fall for 1 minute since this is a signal to sell. At the moment, we see that recently the price has been moving mainly with green candles and hasn't made a pullback as such. So it's more likely that the price will make some kind of correction before continuing to rise and only then continue to move up. Here we took 1 minute to spare, taking into account that the price will show a slight downward movement. So let's wait for the result of this trade. The price shows a slight decrease and will make a profit. We see that on the indicator, the moving averages continue to move down and reach the level of 20. As you can see, 1 minute was just perfect for us here, so let's open the next trade here. Because on the chart, we see a certain fading of the price and more green candles appear on the chart and on the indicator, the moving averages cross the level of 20 from the bottom up. It tells us that in the near future, the price will make a reversal and continue to move up the upward trend. Here we open a trade for a race for 2 minutes because we see that there's still room until the last price maximum. It suggests that the price has a good potential for growth and the price lows are rising. So it's more likely that the price will continue to move up. We took 2 minutes to spare here in case of trading or a pullback down, so let's wait for the result. The price continues to move up. We make a good profit here. On the indicator, we see that the moving averages reach the level of 80, which just indicates the continuation of the uptrend. As you can see, all these cases showed themselves perfectly today. I have increased my deposit really well, and you can also try to trade using this indicator. Try to find working cases on your own and make money on them. When choosing entry points, rely not only on one indicator, but also assess the case in the market as a whole. Take into account the trend, support, and resistance levels and other points. With the right experience and certain knowledge, you will definitely succeed. If you want to get the same profitable trading signals as you just saw, message me the code word team to my private messages in Telegram, and I'm going to add you to my closed Telegram channel where I'm going to show you how to make money. You will find my nickname in the pinned comment. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, leave a comment, and press the bell. See you soon. Bye!